India is often called as the island of stability, but if you look at the map of our neighborhood, from the dollar crisis in Maldives to the civil war in Myanmar and the absolute political collapse in Bangladesh, today we will be looking at the ring of fire that India is surrounded with. So why is it that every neighbor of India is actually collapsing? You can see that every neighbor of India is almost collapsing or crashing. Is it just a coincidence or is it a pattern? But before we get into the topic, let's discuss something important. So ARK Reflections IAS is conducting an open full-length test. It is basically the simulation test for people who are appearing for prelims this year. So it will be in the UPSC pattern, UPSC timing and UPSC difficulty level. It is absolutely free and open for all. We have total of 10 tests, out of which only 4 are remaining. So enroll for it right now. Lot of people are already taking benefit of it. So if you enroll, you will also get access to the remaining 6 tests. So ensure to make use of this opportunity and prepare well for your prelims. See, while India is projected to be the world's 3rd largest economy, as you know, our neighbors are struggling to just stay afloat. They are struggling to buy things like fuel also. But the point is, if your neighbor's house is on fire, the heat will eventually reach yours. To understand why this is happening, we need to look at 3 structural failures. Phase 1 is economic fragility. Now, this isn't about someone just being poor, okay? It's about how they manage their debt. Most of these countries fell for what we call as the debt trap. Now, what is debt trap diplomacy? Well, basically what it means is that big countries like China, for example, they give huge amounts of loans to small countries. And these huge amounts are for projects that don't even earn any money. Now, when the small country cannot pay back, big countries start seizing their properties. Think of it like this. You apply for a loan for a luxury car at a bank and that car is something that you can't afford. Then what will the bank do? It will start taking your house when you miss a payment. Now, look at these numbers for 2025. See, every country going beyond 100%. If your debt is beyond 100% of your GDP, you are essentially running a debt accumulation agency. This is where instability begins. Now, this leads us to phase 2, which is the institutional failure. When the money runs out, systems will snap. If not today, they will snap tomorrow. We are seeing a massive wave of democratic backsliding in South Asia. So, what is democratic backsliding? So, democratic backsliding basically means that, simply speaking, it is when a country starts as a democracy but slowly loses its freedom and begins to turn into an autocracy or worse, a military rule. The government jails the oppositions, okay? It will also use military and make decisions and people will eventually take to the streets and there will be a bloodbath. We saw the so-called Nobel Peace Prize winner Muhammad Yunus run a country in our neighborhood Bangladesh as well. So, when you don't allow for a peaceful change of power, what happens is the change happens on the street with fire and blood. Nowhere is this more obvious than the very own peaceful country and the one and only country, Pakistan. See, it is often said that Pakistan is an army with a state and not a state with an army, because that is the state of this country. Now, make no mistake, when the deep state controls the kitchen, the civilian government is just a waiter. Waiter has no say as to what should be cooked in the kitchen. And when the waiter can't deliver food, the customers, that is the people, revolt on streets. I hope you are understanding the connections that I am making here. And finally, we reach the last stage, that is the sovereign default. Now, what is sovereign default? It is the ultimate nightmare. What is the sovereign default? Think of it as a country going bankrupt. It means that the government officially tells to the world that I cannot pay the money that I borrowed. When this happens, your currency practically becomes like a tissue paper. You can't even buy things as small as fuel, medicine or bread. That is why you see people in Sri Lanka or Pakistan standing in kilometers long queues for a bag of atta or rice. Look at this trend line. The cost of essential imports. This is the cost of living exploding right here as years pass by. This means that when this line goes up, governments will automatically go down. So what is the lesson for India? The lesson is building institutions. We must help our neighbors build institutions, not just support specific leaders, because you can choose your friends, but you cannot choose your neighbors. And a stable India needs a stable neighborhood. And before you leave, I want to remind you that those who are writing their UPSC in 2027 or 2028, ARK Reflections IAS is going to start a complete prelims cum mains GS Foundation batch on 27th of April, where each and every subject will be covered in depth, and for further details, you can contact these numbers and our team will be happy to assist you. I hope this video was helpful in getting some clarity on this issue. I am Yogiraj. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.